Hello and welcome to part 3 of paper solution of February 2010. Myself Arpan Pandit and I am from Atmiya college. We will see the further part of the paper solution. Let's have a look at the next question. The next question is about explaining the dimensional system with use of the sketch. In this, it has not been specified that which dimensional system. So you need to remember which are the two-dimensional systems which we are using in the regular practice. There are basically two-dimensional systems. First is aligned and another is unidirectional. Aligned and unidirectional. Now we need to compare these two-dimensional systems using the sketch, and we need to show what are the clear visible difference between the two-dimensional system. Let's have a look at the reference sketch. First of all, we will draw a similar reference sketch for both the dimensional systems. I'm drawing a reference sketch. With regards to that, we will compare both the dimension systems. These are the two reference sketch in which both you can see clearly that these are two similar reference sketch. I am drawing a circle also so that how we can give the dimension to the circle, that also can be clearly specified. We will compare it one by one. First of all, we'll focus on the align method. First of all, we are focusing on the align method. Now, before proceeding for the align method, let's have a look at how a dimension work. Dimension can be a distance between two lines. These two lines can be called as extension line. This line can be called as extension line. On which we are measuring the dimension is called dimension line, and close filled arrows on both the side close filled arrows on both the side shows that it is distance between these two lines only. Close filled arrows, you must give the dimension using the closed field arrows only. Now you know what is extension line, what is dimension line, and what is closed field arrows. Now we will see about this align method. Now first of all, let's give a horizontal dimension between two vertical lines. When this horizontal dimension comes between two vertical lines, I have taken the extension line. I am drawing now dimension line closed field arrows on both the side. In the middle portion of the dimension line, I will write the dimension in the middle and on the above. In the middle and on the above of the dimension line, dimension has been shown in the align method. This is horizontal dimension. Now vertical dimension. Extension lines, dimension line, closed field arrows on both the side, dimension in middle in parallel to this vertical line, dimension to be given like this. Again another horizontal dimension, two extension lines, dimension in middle and on above dimension line. Now vertical dimension again. Now please be sure that in the vertical dimensions, that dimension is always written on the above dimension line, not on below dimension line. In this case, some of the student write dimension like this, 40. This is wrong method. You need to write dimension above dimension line. This is right method. For the align distance, the dimension can be given as extension line on both the side, closed field arrows on both the side, dimension to be written parallel to the line but above the dimension line. Now circle. For the diameter dimension, draw arrow on both the side passing through the center. Extend that arrow like this and write down above the dimension line that diameter is 10 mm. So this is how you can draw and take dimension using align method. This dimensioning is very much important in the drawing. If you have not given the dimension, or if you have given the wrong dimension, then your mark can be deducted. In align method, dimension is always above dimension line and in middle of the dimension line and to be parallel to the line. Now let's look at the unidirectional. Unidirectional. Starting with the same portion only. Extension line. Extension line would be there in both the cases. Now here is the change. In the align method, the dimension line was continuous, but in this the dimension line is breaked in the middle. close filled arrows. Now the dimension has been written in this break like this. This is horizontal dimension. Now let's have a look at the vertical dimension. Extension line, break in the middle of the dimension line, close filled arrow on both the side. Give the dimension. Now again giving the vertical dimension on another side, vertical dimension on another side, break in the middle, close filled arrow on both the side. The dimension can be clearly visible from the front side itself. Break in the middle, dimension can be, any dimension can be visible from the front side itself. It's not that you need to change your perspective to look at the dimension. For the circle, the inner side would be the same, close filled arrow on both the side. Diameter 10 written beside the arrow. Now here is the comparison between the two dimension systems. You can see clearly visible difference between the same. In the align method, dimension is written above the dimension line. There is no break in the dimension line. Whereas in the unidirectional method, dimension line is written in the break of the dimension line. In the vertical dimension, dimensions are parallel, written parallel to the line. Dimensions are clearly visible from the front side. And for the circle dimension, the dimension is written above the arrow line. Dimension is written beside arrow line. So this is a clear visible difference between the two dimensional systems. In most of the cases, unidirectional method is preferred because in the drawing there are so many dimensions, and if one need to change the perspective of the drawing continuously, then it is not feasible to use it. So in most of the times unidirectional system is used rather than using the align method. We will see the next problem. Our next problem is about projections of a plane. A hexagonal plane of 25 mm side is resting on HP on its one of the side. Inclination with HP and VP are 45 degrees and 30 degrees respectively. We need to draw the projections of the plane. Now, the projections of a plane is very much easy sum. If you attempt this sum very carefully, then you can obtain full marks in the same. And this portion, these projections of plane problem always ask twice in the question paper, means that two problems a paper has been asked. Either it is hexagonal, or it can be pentagonal, or it can be circle, or it can be a square. But HP and VP angle would be given. See that side is resting on the HP. It has been shown that side is resting on the HP. So in the starting we will not put any side resting on the HP. Always projections of a plane problem steps into the three stages. First of all, let's draw an XY line. First of all, let's draw XY line. Now 25 mm side hexagon I need to draw. I will start with (25 mm) side. You can either draw by universal circle method also, but we can draw it clearly with the angles. If you divide 360 by 6, then it comes at 120 degrees, so that you can draw the hexagon using that angles also. Each angle would be 120. Inside angle would be 120 and outside angle would be 60 degrees. I am just taking down the 120 degrees and drawing the line of 25 mm. Six side can be obtained directly. I have drawn a hexagonal plane 25 mm side. I will give the nomenclature to the same. A, B, C, D, E and F. Now these projections of this line to be extended upwards. Over here our projection is traced. A dash, B dash, C dash, F dash and D dash, E dash. We have obtained